Hi guys, welcome to the ProMag review magazine. ProMag never had a good luck with the AK users in United States. The company was always suffering from the low quality perception. This time they have decided to go the other way. Before releasing the magazines to the markets, they push those magazines to companies like Circle 10 AK, and the Circle 10 AK donated those magazines to us, and they want to hear the feedback what's going on before these mags will actually hit the market and you could purchase them. So today we're going to perform some torture testing, and we're going to start with the drops. I'm going to drop this beautiful washer on concrete. Let's put this away. Here is the boy for the drops, but we'll come back to it in just a second, because first we're going to, of course, drop the magazine alone. We'll drop it on the sides and then on the feed lips before even putting to the AK rifle for the drops. So let's see how this is going to work out. I have my designated concrete zone, waist level, drop on the side. Okay, still in one piece, at least to my best knowledge. We lost one round. Let me quickly put that round back. That just escaped. That's normal, guys. That happens even with the steel mags. And now drop on the feed lips. All right, this is the reinforced mag. It has metal reinforcements right here on the feed lips, and of course up front. And this is okay. We got a crack on the rear end of the magazine. We'll see if it's going to feed. Okay, so as you guys can see, the polymer cracked. The metal reinforcement is still wrapping the round around. Well, can you see it? Yep. All right, let's see if this magazine will feed. We'll try and basically find the break point, how much those mags can take, and pass the feedback to you, and of course to the guys from the ProMag. Okay, now it was a little bit stiffer resistance when I was putting the magazine back, because of course you got that crack and the rounds are expanding the size, but I managed to squeeze it to the magazine well. Let's see how it's feeding. Okay, rifle is cleared. So let me take the magazine. As you guys can see, we have managed to go through all 30 rounds despite the crack. The magazine was feeding just fine. Now let me do one more test. I'm going to put the fresh 30 rounds magazine to this rifle, and we're going to perform the drop. We're going to perform the drop on the magazine like this, and see if this is going to withstand that force. Okay, and okay, just one more time, because that was kind of weak. All right, magazine is still in the magazine well. All looks good here. Let me rack it. Whoa, I had a problem with the round not going to the chamber. Okay, it went now. It went now. Let's see if it's going to feed. Okay, problem is feeding. Let me pull it out. All right, so what happened is this, guys. Okay, so let me clear this out. Put that round back to the magazine. Rifle, this is the Riley Defense rifle, so I'm using this as a, and see right away I got the same problem. Right away, the same problem. Good angle?
Yes.
Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do I'm going to switch to the wasser, and I will try to feed from this magazine from the wasser, because maybe it's just the Riley Defense rifle. As you guys knew, we had some issues with those rifles, but let me see. Less talk, more action. Let me put back that round to the magazine. It's dinged a little bit, but maybe it will go, and then we'll know if the problem is on the... Okay, I got the round in the chamber in the wasser, so let's see. Okay, magazine is out. So this tells me that magazine was fine and the rifle that Riley Defense is just not jelly very well with those magazines. But let me do the closer inspection, guys. When originally we dropped the Riley Defense on the magazine, I can see that we have lost the piece. Let me grab the fresh magazine to show it. Okay, so this is how it should look like, floor plate. This is how the floor plate should look like, and this is what happened. So we have lost that plastic after the dropping the magazine with the rifle. So that's what happened here. And then of course on the drop on the feed lips, the magazine alone, there is that crack right over here. So but the magazines are still feeding. Both magazines are still feeding, and they're working. What we're going to do now, we're going to move to another station. We're going to move to another station, and I'm going to do the push-up test to put more pressure on that magazine well, and then we're going to do try to go through one magazine and basically rotate the rifle in all directions to make sure that the magazines are feeding. Okay, so follow me. Station 2, we'll do the push-ups, and as you can see, I'll be putting as much pressure as possible on that magazine and magazine well. So let me start it. All right, let me put the round to the chamber. Okay, magazine is empty. As you can see, nothing, no damage to the locking plate, and bottom plate survived as well. We'll move to the next station for more funny exercises. In this station, we're going to put the maximum pressure at the bottom of the mag, and we'll be pushing from the different angles and keep shooting to see if this is going to have any influence on the feeding from the mag, of course, to the chamber. So let me start it. There is a round in the chamber. First, I'm pushing rifle forward when the magazine is resting. So I will take my hand away. Okay, now I'll put the pressure on the side. Okay, we'll flip it, put the pressure on this side. Okay, a little bit dusty. And now I will pull the rifle back towards me. Okay, as you can see, well, the magazine wiggles in that Wasser 10, but even with all that room, if we're putting a pressure from the different angles on the magazine from prone, it's still feeding around to the chamber. So we're going to move to the last station and we'll go from there. Follow me. So now we're going to rotate the gun with the magazine inside, and we'll be cycling when I'll be moving the rifle to the different positions. I want to check how this magazine with the cracked lips, feeding lips, is going to work in this. So let's see if we can manage to keep feeding from it. There is a round in the chamber already. Okay, basic position, flip to the side, and check this out, guys. No issues whatsoever. The magazine managed to go through all the rounds. So even with the broken feeding lips, everything worked. So let's do the summary right now. So do not drop those magazines on the feeding lips. Obviously, even with the reinforcements, this polymer isn't as strong, it's not going to take the drops on the concrete. The metal is holding, but the polymer cracked, and it is what it is. Do not drop magazines on the floor plate either, as we could see from the another drop on the rifle with the magazine. If you will do that, there is a good chance that that floor plate will crack on those ProMag magazines. They took perfectly fine the drops on the sides, and that's the bottom line. Still, with the cracked feeding lips, the magazine was still working and pushing rounds to the chamber. I have to tell you guys that I did the similar test on some steel surplus magazines, and when the surplus magazine will never crack from the drop on the feeding lips, it will bend, and I have seen those feeding lips bend beyond the ability for the mag to keep feeding. So yes, it is in one piece, but it is not feeding. So in this regard, hey, magazine is working. Magazines will be sold for $19.95, and they also have a drum magazine, which, because this is the YouTube and the sensors from the YouTube do not allow me to show you the drum magazines anymore, but the drum magazines will be sold for $65.95. And if you will follow us on the Vimeo or Full 30, you can see the rest of the video about the drum magazine. If you are watching on YouTube, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being with us. Big thanks to the guys from Circle 10 AK. And Mighty Wasser wins again!